Hello everyone, ARG back with some more Franchise Hockey Manager 9. Today we have the playoffs in 1982. Actually, we have two more regular season games, and then we are going to have the playoffs. The Hartford Whalers will be in the playoffs. There is no way that we will not be. So, of course, we are going to go into the playoffs hoping we're going to win. It's going to be tough. We are more than likely going to have the Montreal Canadiens on our road at one point or another, and I'm not sure what's going to happen there. Now, I would love for Montreal to not win the Cup this year. That'd be nice. But we'll see. Alright, so we have two regular season games. Like I said, we are third in the conference. We will finish third in the conference. There is, well, if we lose both of our games and the Nordiques win their three remaining games, then we would be tied in points. And I don't know, with the tiebreaker, who would finish second. But chances are we will finish second in the conference. Not a whole lot more to bring up. We have no injuries, but there's two games left, so that's where the computer's gonna take probably Paul Coffey and Peter Stastny away from me for the playoffs. That's usually how that works. So let's get going. Let's get going, damn it. Let's win a Stanley Cup now, shall we? That'd be kind of cool. Mike Bussixtons is points straight to 30 games with an assist against the Flyers. Alright, the owner feels it's successful. We're rebuilding. Not expecting to be a serious contender. Fans are satisfied. No need to worry about my job. So pretty much the same stuff that we've been seeing lately. And the click breaks up. Alright, so I intervened, and look at me. I broke up something. Let's take a look. Alright, so now I need to, I couldn't intervene. Let's intervene here. Oh, that dropped to 1. So hopefully that's not an issue anymore. Alright, so we have another day off, and then we're gonna be hosting the New York Rangers. Alright. Anders Carlson, Tuds Truby. I don't know if it's how that's pronounced, but that's how I'm seeing it. Getting more acclimated. Alright, and now the Rangers are in town. They are 37, 30, and 12. That is good for 5th in the conference. We are 2-0 against the Rangers this season. So we could completely sweep the season series with a win here. Peter Lindmark is going to be in net for the Rangers. Gilles Gilbert in net for us. And of course, go Whalers go. Oh, a 6-6 tie. We outshot the Rangers 44-32. Peter Stastny was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 2 assists. Guy Chouinard was the second star with a goal and 2 assists. And Glenn Anderson was the third star with 2 goals. 8,274 people in attendance for the game. Rangers scored 4 goals in the first period. It was 4-0 Rangers after 1. Then we scored 4 goals in the second period. Chuck Lefley from Rick Aduano and Ron Stackhouse. Then Mark Messier from Gordy Roberts and Peter Stastny. Glenn Anderson scored his 20th from Anton Stastny and Paul Coffey. And then Peter Stastny unassisted 4-4 after 2. Then in the third period, Rangers scored, then we tied the game. Glenn Anderson from Anton Stastny and Peter Stastny. Then the Rangers scored again, and then late in the game, Paul Coffey tied the game from Rob Ramage and Jordy Douglas. It was tied at 6. Nobody else scored, and that was the final score. What did I say? Alright, so apparently Wilf Payment is our... He has a torn calf muscle. Indefinite. Oh, dear God. Did I call it or not? I got the players wrong. Okay, I'll admit I got the players wrong, but didn't I say that the computer was going to take my better players before the playoffs start? Oh dear God. Alright, so he can play with an injury. I'm gonna... How can he play with a torn calf muscle? Like... Alright, let's do it. I mean, the playoffs are coming, so... Alright, looks like Ron Greshner in that same game got hurt as well. He's gonna miss 6 weeks. And among all that, Peter Stastny extended his point streak to 16 games with a goal and 2 assists in that game. Oh dear God. And that's one that's going to take a while to heal too. Indefinite means 6+ months usually, so he might not even be ready for the start of next season. Ugh. Yeah, they need to look at the injury system, because here I have like Wilf Payment that's playing through a torn calf muscle, and he's going to be playing through it, and then you have guys that have a minor facial cut that are not going to be able to play for a couple days. Like, it makes absolutely no sense at all. Alright, Eric Vale back from suspension in Calgary. Back in the lineup over there. McEwen has a dislocated shoulder. Mike McEwen in Buffalo. He's going to be out 4 weeks. And Mike Bussey extends his point streak to 31 games. He had 2 goals against the Flyers. Alright, and now officially we are going to be finishing second. That tie kind of solidified that, so we are finishing second in our division, and we are going to be finishing third in the conference. Alright, so last game of the regular season, we are in Boston to play against the Bruins. Bruins are 32-37-10. That's good for 7th in the conference. We are 3-4 against the Bruins. So I would like to at least tie the game series against them. Gilles Gilbert back in net for us. Paul Harrison in net for the Bruins. And of course, go Whalers go. Let's try to not have a million players hurt in that game. Right, we won 6-5 on the road, so we finished the season on a good note with a win here. We outshot Boston 45-38. Bo Berglund was the first star of the game. He had 2 goals and an assist. Rick Middleton was the second star with a goal and 3 assists. And Matty Agman was the third star with 2 assists. Chuck Lefley opened up the scoring in the first. That was a power play goal from Wilf Payment and Peter Stastny. Then Boston tied the game. It was 1-1 after 1. Then in the second period, Boston scored 3 goals. They were up 4-1 after 2. Then we scored 5 straight goals in the third period. Bo Berglund scored his 10th from Dave Poulin and Darren Veitch. Then Darren Veitch from Matty Agman and Jay Wells. Then Bo Berglund again from Gordy Roberts. Then Dave Poulin from Ron Stackhouse and Bo Berglund. And finally, Glenn Anderson from Matty Agman. That was 6-4 at that point. Boston would score a goal, but they didn't have another one in the tank, so we won 6-5. Alright, a 6-5 victory. Peter Stastny extends his point streak to 17 games with an assist in that game. Mike Bussey has reached 600 points in his career. He had a goal and an assist against Pittsburgh. Mike Bussey is 25 years old and he is a 5-star player, of course. And that was 32 straight games with a point for him. Reed Larson extended in Detroit for 3 more years. Right, Brent Sutter did get hurt, but he's dead today, so that's not that big of a deal. Did everybody play all of their games? Yes, absolutely everybody played 80 games, so something I don't do enough is to go and look at the stats later at the end of the season. So we have two 70 goal scorer. Cicerelli scored 70 and Mike Bussey scored 73. Gretzky was the best passer at 86 assists, and Mike Bussey was the best player, 146 points. Gretzky had 140, Guy Lafleur 124, Rick Middleton 123, Wilf Payment 123, and then Cicerelli 120, Stashny 113, and then it goes down from there. All right. What are the more leaders? Oh. Ooh, Peter Stashny might win the Calder. He had 113 points as a rookie. That's pretty good. They don't have the playoff matchups yet. We're going to be playing the Nordiques in the first round, and then Montreal's going to play Buffalo. So Boston's missing the playoffs in our conference. So they moved it to they moved it to that playoff format starting this season, which makes me sad. I really like the other format, but it is what it is. So Montreal will play Buffalo. We're going to play the Nordiques. Islanders will play the Capitals. Rangers will play the Flyers. St. Louis will play Toronto. Minnesota will play Chicago. And then Edmonton against Colorado and Vancouver against Calgary. That's going to be our first round matchups. Let's advance to the playoffs. We'll take a look at the nominees. The Art is going to be between Larry Robinson, Mike Bussey, and Wayne Gretzky. The Vizina is going to be between Bob Sauvé, Don Edwards, and Mike Liut. Norris is going to be between Denis Potvin, Larry Robinson, and Rod Langway. Wow, Paul Coffey not even nominated. He had a better season than Rod Langway. Oh, he wasn't a plus 74, so I'm pretty sure. Calder is going to be between Anton Stashny, Gaetan Duchesne, and Peter Stashny. Yeah, that's Peter Stashny's. Not even going to be close. GM of the Year is going to be between Bill Torrey, Emil Francis, and Irving Grandman. The Silky between Bob Gainey, Gaetan Duchesne, and Larry Patey. Oh wow, Gaetan Duchesne is a rookie, and he's been named as a nominee for the Silky. That's kind of interesting. Lady Bing between Guy Lafleur, Kent Nilsson, and Mike Bussey. Mark Messier Leadership Award between Bob Gainey, Bobby Clark, and Wayne Cashman. Ted Lindsay between Larry Robinson, Mike Bussey, and Wayne Gretzky. And finally, the Jack Adams between Al Arbor, Barclay Plager, and Bernie Geoffrion. No love for the Whalers much. Alright. Oh. So, right before the playoffs, Kent Nilsson got hurt. He's going to miss 12 days, so he may or may not play very soon. Alright, so the first round is still a 3 out of a best out of 3 out of 5. Sorry. So first 1, 2, 3 wins, of course, wins the series, and as I said, we're facing off against the Nordiques. So Buffalo, Montreal, Washington, Islanders, New York, Philadelphia. That's all of the matchups that I said that it was going to be. I'm very familiar with that playoff format. That's what it was when I first started to watch hockey. So I'm very familiar with that. Let's see here. Right, we're gonna advance, and then we're gonna take a look at the Nordiques lineup. Let's see if they have some injuries. Probably not. Alright, they have Patrick Sundstrom, that's hurt. He's gonna miss the start of the series at the very least. Alright, so Nordiques have Michel Dion, Rob Lowe, Hampton, O'Ganson, Lacroix, Russell, Farish, Larivière, Weir, Rochefort, Andy, Dan, Brossard, Côté, Fautu, Goudet, Prop, Williams, Bernier, Fitchner, Delanter, Leduc, Brackenbury, Cloutier, and Tardy up front. I'm hoping we can win this series, but who knows? Wilf Payment's playing with a torn muscle, so we'll see what happens. Alright, well, let's get this underway. Playoffs time, folks. Now is the time to pray or, you know, sacrifice a newborn baby or something if you have one laying around. Alright, Michel Dion's going to be in net for the Nordiques. John Garrett is going to be in net for us. And of course, go Whalers, go. Come on. Let's pass the first round this year. And we lost 4-3 in overtime, first game of the series. We were outshot 40-32 in that one. Anne Cote was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Glenn Anderson was the second star with 2 goals. And Réal Cloutier was the third star with 2 assists. 10,065 people in attendance for the game. Gordy Roberts opened up the scoring in the first from Mark Messier and Wolf Payment. Then in the second period, the Nordiques tied the game. But then Glenn Anderson gave us the lead back from Anton Stachny and Paul Coffey. 2-1 Hartford. After 2, Nordiques tied the game, but we took the lead again. Glenn Anderson again from Rick Aduano and Rob Ramage. It was 3-2, but with 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go in the third period, the Nordiques tied the game. That went to overtime, and very early in overtime, Michel Gliss scored, and the Nordiques were up 1-0 in that series, just like that. And now Ron Stackhouse is hurt. Yeah, he's 1 to 2 weeks. I'm gonna need to recall somebody. Alright, so Ron Stackhouse injured. Bob Gainey has a strong game against Buffalo. He had a hat trick, 3 goals. Excellent passing leads to products tonight for Rayo Rustalainen. He had 4 assists for the Islanders. Derlago in Vancouver is hurt. He's gonna miss 4 months, so that's it for the playoffs for him. And a great night for Rick Vive in that same game. He had a hat trick. Alright, so let me address the Ron Stackhouse situation. Oh, Brent Sutter is not able to play. To the injured reserve. Alright, so where are we calling back? Probably Kitchen. That's been my go-to guy. Right, other scores. Edmonton beat Colorado, Chicago beat Minnesota, Vancouver beat Calgary, St. Louis beat Toronto, Rangers beat Philadelphia, Montreal won against Buffalo, the Islanders beat Washington 9-6, but that was quite the high-scoring game there, and we lost to Quebec. Right, we're going to advance here. Right, we're hosting the Quebec Nordiques. I would hate to go to Quebec down 0-2, so let's win this one. Michel Dion in net for the Nordiques, John Garrett in net for us, and of course, come on, Whalers, we had a good season, let's win. We lost 7-6 in overtime. Jesus. We were outshot 47-46 in that one. Rick Leduc was the first star of the game, he had a goal and 3 assists. Matty Agman was the second star with 2 goals and an assist, and Wire was the third star with 3 assists. 10,094 people in attendance for this game. Chuck Liffley opened up the scoring in the first from Bob Stevenson and Rick Aduano. Then Anton Stachny from Paul Coffey and Peter Stachny. Matty Agman from Chuck Liffley and Wolf Payment. And then the Nordiques scored. It was 3-1 Hartford after 1. We felt pretty good, but in the second period the Nordiques scored 3 unanswered goals, and all of a sudden they were up 4-3. They made it 5-3, then we scored 3 straight goals to take the lead. Anton Stachny from Wolf Payment and Paul Coffey, then Matty Agman from Glenn Anderson and Paul Coffey, Jay Wells from Matty Agman and Wolf Payment, and then the Nordiques tied the game. That went in overtime, and in overtime, Anne Cote scored the game-winning goal. We're down 0-2. That's a position we're used to be in. I believe my first 2 years in the playoffs, we went down 0-2. Alright. Oh, I forgot to look at the other scores. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at that. It's been going on for years. I've been doing it for years. I just... Sorry. Alright, Ron Stackhouse started to skate again. Brent Sutter feeling better. Might be too little too late though. Alright, we're gonna go play in Quebec City. We are facing elimination already. That was very fast. Alright. John Garrett for us, Michel Dion for the Nordiques. Come on, Hartford, don't let me down. And we won 6-1. Alright, we are still alive. We outshot the Nordiques 38-24 in that one. Bo Berglund was the first star of the game. He had 3 assists. Mark Messier was the second star with 3 assists as well. And Matty Agman was the third star with a goal and an assist. Alright, so Paul Coffey opened up the scoring in the first from Matty Agman and Bo Berglund. Then Matty Agman from Mark Messier and Bo Berglund. Peter Stastny from Mark Messier and Glenn Anderson. And then the Nordics scored. So just like the previous game, we were up 3-1 after 1. Except this time, we didn't give up the lead. Jordy Douglas scored in the second period from Bob Stevenson and Rick Aduano. It was 4-1 Hartford after 2. And then Brent Sutter scored short-handed in the third from Mark Messier and Darren Veitch. And then Chuck Clefley from Bill Kitchen and Bo Berglund. And that was a very convincing 6-1 victory over the Quebec Nordiques. We are still alive, folks. A strong night for Mike Bussey. He had 5 goals against the Washington Capitals. Imagine being in a playoff game and you score 5 goals. That's pretty impressive. Eric Vale set up everything up tonight. He had 4 assists against the Canucks. Alright, so let's look at the scores. Colorado beat Edmonton. Wow. Minnesota beat Chicago. Calgary beat Vancouver. St. Louis beat Toronto. Philadelphia beat New York. Montreal beat Buffalo. Highlanders beat Washington, and of course we beat Quebec. Since I don't know some of the scores, we're gonna come here and check. Alright, so Montreal swept Buffalo, Islanders swept Washington, St. Louis swept Toronto, and all of the other series are still going. Alright, well, it's do or die again. We need to win on the road again against the Nordiques. John Garrett and Michel Dion in net again. Go, Hartford, go. Come on, let's stay alive and go and win this back home. Yikes. Nope. We got torched 8-1 and are now eliminated. That didn't last long yet again. I have a decent team. We just couldn't get it done. Alright, we were outshot 37-34. Dale Hunter was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 2 assists. Michel Dion was the second star with 33 saves and a .971 save percentage, and of course the W. And Brian Propp was the third star with 2 assists. Well, the Nordiques scored 4 goals in the first period, and then Peter Stastny scored with 1 second left to go in the period. We were down 4-1 after 1. Then they scored again in the second period. We got into a fight. Kurt Brackenberry and Bill Kitchen fought. Then the Nordiques added 3 more goals in the third period, and that was it for us. So the Nordiques move on. The Hartford Whalers do not. Right, Randy Holt suspended for the Flyers. He's going to miss 3 games. Good night for Jim Hamilton with Vancouver. He had 3 goals and 2 assists against the Calgary Flames. Brent Sutter says, I am ready to play. Too late. We're eliminated. Alright, Rangers beat Philadelphia, Chicago beat Minnesota, Vancouver beat Calgary, and Edmonton beat Colorado. I don't know what that means for the playoff series. Let's take a look. Oh, only 2 series remain. Flyers, Rangers, and Vancouver and Calgary. Alright, let's advance that. Let's advance. Wilf Payment was playing with injury team reveals. Montreal left wing as illness. Oh, Bob Gainey is sick. Alright. Bob Gainey has the flu. Poor thing. Alright, so the Rangers advance to the second round, and the Calgary Flames are advancing as well. So now let's take a look at the playoff 3. Ooh, Quebec and Montreal in the second round. We know what that's gonna do. That's gonna be very intense. Go Nordiques, go. Somebody needs to knock the Montreal Canadiens off of the playoff race. Then Rangers, New York Islanders, that's another pretty big rivalry. Chicago, St. Louis, and then Calgary and Edmonton. Wow, a lot of like rivalries here in the second round. Alright, so Edmonton beat Calgary 6-2, Chicago beat St. Louis 6-5, Montreal beat Quebec 3-0, and the Rangers beat the Islanders 4-3. Memorable night for Mike Bossy. He had 4 goals and an assist against the Rangers, and strong night for Denis Potvin in that same game. He had 5 assists. Right, Calgary beat Edmonton 4-3, Chicago beat St. Louis 4-3, Montreal shut out Quebec again 2-0, while Quebec still has yet to score a goal in that series, and the Islanders beat the Rangers 6-3. Calgary beat Edmonton 4-3, St. Louis won 3-0, Montreal won 4-2, and the Islanders won 2-1, so it doesn't look good for the Nordiques right now. That's the only series that's 3-0. Edmonton won 5-4, Chicago won 7-2, Montreal won 6-3, so they swept the Nordiques. So that's what's what with the Nordiques. They're gone. Rangers won 3-1 against the Islanders. Ron Stackhouse is ready for more drills, but we don't do drills. We're on vacation. Memorable game for Terry Ruskowski with the Blackhawks. He had a goal and 5 assists against the Blues. Ooh, Gretzky is hurt. It's only day-to-day though, but still. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, so Blackhawks move on to the next round. They're gonna face the winner between Edmonton and Calgary, and the Islanders are 1 win away from facing off against Montreal in the semifinals. Great night for Mike Bossy. He had a hat-trick, 3 goals, and the Rangers are eliminated. Kent Nilsson for Calgary had a good game. He had a hat-trick. Alright, April scouting, don't care. And Ron Stackhouse almost recovered from his injury. Right, Calgary beat Edmonton, so that's going to 7, and the Islanders eliminated the Rangers. So Islanders, Montreal, and then Chicago against one of the Alberta teams. Top-selling Hartford Whalers jerseys for April: John Garrett, Wilf Payment, Mark Messier, Paul Coffey, and Gilles Gilbert. Ron Stackhouse not far from returning. Development report, let's take a quick look. A lot of those guys are getting worse. A lot of those are not coming back with me. And the top-selling NHL jerseys for April: Régent Houle was number 1. Alright, so this is a game between Edmonton and Calgary. Let's see who's going to face Chicago in the next round. Oh, Ron Stackhouse is completely recovered. Then I have to select a Hall of Fame nominee. Alright, who am I gonna... Dear God, no idea. I'm gonna go with Rod Sealing because he's already selected and I don't have to do nothing. Alright, so Edmonton beat Calgary and are going to be facing off against the Chicago Blackhawks. So Chicago, Edmonton, New York Islanders, Montreal are the 4 teams that are left. Oh yeah, Ron Stackhouse get to come back on the team. Not for long because I didn't extend you and you might retire anyway, so... Alright, Todd Strubbe, Anders Carlson getting more acclimated. Alright, so my finals have started. Montreal beat the Islanders 4-2. Edmonton beat Chicago 4-3. Oh, Bussy is day today. That's not good. Hopefully he can still play. Montreal won 2-1. They are up 2-0 in their series. And Chicago tied the series at 1 game apiece with a 5-3 win in Edmonton. Right, games 3 are about to start. Montreal took a 3-0 lead against the Islanders. They're too strong. That's unfair. And then Edmonton beat Chicago 2-1, so they are up 2-1 in their series. Islanders facing off against elimination here. And Montreal swept the New York Islanders. Montreal still has not lost a game in the playoffs. That scares me because I don't want for Montreal to do well, right? So, and Edmonton won 7-4, so they are up 3-1 in their series. So I can go in there to double check, but I'm pretty sure they didn't. They swept Buffalo as well. Yeah, they won 3-0 there, 4-0 there, 4-0 there. They're going to the Stanley Cup Finals. They haven't lost a single game. And Edmonton eliminated Chicago in 5 games, so it's going to be a Stanley Cup Finals between the Edmonton Oilers and the Montreal Canadiens. Now, I stripped a lot of good players off of the Oilers. I mean, they still made it to the finals, right? But it's not like they have Paul Coffey and Mark Messier and Glenn Anderson. Because somebody went and was like, oh, I like those players. I think I'm going to get them for me. I did that. Alright, so Stanley Cup final starting. And Montreal won the first game 7-5. Montreal won the second game 4-3. Are they going to go all the way without losing a single game? God, that would be very embarrassing. Yeah, they won the third game 7-4, so they're up 3-0 in the Stanley Cup final against the Edmonton Oilers. Gretzky needs to wake up. He needs to be like, guys, we need to win 4 straight games. Let's do this. If we do, the chicken wings are on me. Nope. Montreal did not lose a single game in the playoffs, and they won the Stanley Cup. So that was my 3rd season. Montreal won the cup every single time. You know how vomit-inducing that is to me, because I really do not like the Montreal Canadiens. And their team, they made what's scary is that they made a few kind of weird trades, and their team is not as good as it used to be, but it's still good enough to be winning the Stanley Cup. Alright, so it was a 2-1 victory. Alright, so now we're gonna start simming until June 30th, and we're gonna see what happens until then. Rick Dudley might be departing New York. Alright, so Rick Dudley has been put on the block by the Islanders. Now, if the Islanders want to shake everything up and just give me Mike Bussey for peanuts, I mean, I can accommodate them. And if they want to throw Danny Potvin in there too, I mean, I guess. Not a whole lot going on. That's okay. Paul Woods has been put on the block by the Red Wings. Oh, I guess I can put some of my guys that, now that it's over, I guess I could have done that earlier. I just thought about it. You know, like this guy. Let's see if somebody wants him. Wants one of them before the off season begins. They weren't on the block before because I needed them to play and for the playoffs and everything, but I have decided that I'm moving on from all of those guys. Let's see, maybe somebody's gonna want one of those guys. Probably not, but who knows. I do not care about your scouting. Alright, top setting Hartford Whalers jerseys for May John, Garrett Wolf payment, Mark Messier, Paul Coffey, Gordy Roberts. Development report. Alright. Randy Conneyworth is starting to be good enough to play in the NHL next year. That's good. And the top-selling jerseys in the NHL, Risto Siltanen in Edmonton was the first one. Was number uno. Oh, Guy Carbonneau got hurt while moving furniture. He's gonna be out for 2 to 3 weeks. Doesn't matter, it's the off-season. Oh, I have to complete my ballot for the Hall of Fame. I guess I can vote for Bobby Orr. Jeez. Probably Batgate, Cournoyer. Let's give Bernie Parent some love. Alright. And we continue on. Alright, same two guys getting more acclimated. You'd think that, you know, eventually they would get there. Mike McEwen is on the block in Buffalo. Probably too expensive for me to acquire. I've been extended. Thank you, thank you. Oh, alright. So, Bill Deneen is a scout. He's the one who gives me the monthly reports that I don't look at. And he doesn't complain about that, so I'm going to extend him. There you go. Another scout. Yeah, sure. Come for more. Another. Oh yeah, he was an assistant coach, and I turned him into a scout. An assistant coach. Yeah, you can come back. We're doing good with the development for the most part. I'm so easy. I don't like looking for coaches. I'm just like, oh yeah, you can come back. Well, my coaches are not bad. I needed to move them around. That's what happened. So when I started with the Whalers, like my offensive coach was better with defensemen and all that kind of stuff. So I moved stuff around. I think I hired one new guy and moved that Haggard guy to a scout because he was not very good as an assistant coach. But other than that, we were pretty good, I think, coach-wise. We are looking to move Stackhouse. Yes. Pittsburgh is looking to get him back, apparently. Hey, got a splash. Thank you for the raid. You all missed a very quick exit from the Hartford Whalers in the playoffs this year. Sadly enough. Oh, the awards. Alright, let's see who wins stuff. Alright, so the art is going to go to Wayne Gretzky with 140 points. I don't know, man. Bussy had more points. He had 146. It is what it is. The Connie Smythe goes to a Montreal player. So Montreal won the Stanley Cup and did not lose a single game in the entire playoffs. Guy Lafleur, 27 points in 15 games. That's pretty good. Calder, if Peter Stastny doesn't win that, I'm losing faith in a lot of things. Yeah, Peter Stastny won that with 113 points in his rookie season. Like Gaetan Duchesne was there, he had 46 points, I think. So, all right, Norris goes to Larry Robinson, 101 points. That's pretty good. The Selke goes to Bob Gainey. That's not really a surprise. Vezina goes to Bob Sauvé, probably. No, Don Edwards. Oh, 6 shutouts. Back in 82, that was pretty good. And then the GM of the year is Bill Torrey with the Islanders, 58 wins. And the Jack Adams is Al Arbor with the Islanders as well. Alright, we've seen all of that, I think. Yeah, except for that. Wayne Cashman is thinking about retiring. He's 36. I'm gonna go ahead and delete all of that. Don't need to look at all of the winners. We know who they are already. Ooh. Alright, so the Maple Leafs fired their coach, Floyd Smith, and they replaced him with Glenn Sonmore. The Blackhawks fired their coach, Ed Johnston. They replaced him with Glenn Sater. Oh, okay, alright. Yeah, I see what they're doing there. Pat Quinn is lost his job as the Flyers head coach. He's going to be replaced by Billy Harris. Oh, Pat Quinn is available. Good old Pat Quinn. Tony Esposito's car commercials a cult phenomenon. Why is Tony Esposito suddenly so popular around his hometown? Might it have something to do with his series of TV and radio commercials for a local car dealership that has taken the city by storm? Viewers can't seem to pin down what exactly it is about the Chicago player that is so endearing, but Esposito now has a cult following around town. I've never sold cars in my life, to be perfectly honest. They probably just wanted a hockey player that fit their price range, Esposito said with a hearty laugh. I've always been that kind of guy, and I thought it was something fun to do with some free time. I'm big on supporting local businesses, too. Now, of course, Tony Esposito is 39, so he won't be in the league for all that long to, soak in that success that he's having with that other career. And Don Lucci is on the block in Buffalo. I'm not getting any bites on my players. That's okay. I'm pretty happy with the 2 trade deadline trades that I made when I was not even expecting to get anything. I did get Steve Thomas and Claude Loisel. Loisel shouldn't be much more than a third-line center, but Steve Thomas should be playing in my top 6. So eventually, not next season, eventually, one day, perhaps, maybe, who knows. Rangers are listening to offers for Phil Esposito. He's 40, so And is Alain Côté about to be moved? Vancouver, Washington, and Los Angeles are looking at Alain Côté, who scored a game-winning goal in overtime against us in the playoffs. I don't think that he's the type of guy that I want to go after. Oh god, when I saw Potvin rumors fly, I thought that Denis Potvin was put on trading block. I was like, let me get some first round draft picks. I'm gonna send them their way. So yeah, not the same. It's Jean Potvin. Greg Smith also on the trading block, and I have Chuck Lefebvre on the block, as we know. Toronto might move Peter Marsh. I'm shopping Jordy Douglas, that is true. Hampton on the block from the Quebec Nordiques. Oh, could Greg Carroll be traded? Our old pal that was claimed off waivers by Chicago. He's now on the block. Alright, and same stuff as usual. I scored a whopping 19 points. Alright, I have 3 points, so 1, 2, 3. There you go. Alright, don't really care about that. Bob Stevenson might be leaving Hartford, and Flames are shopping Kent Eric Anderson. Alright, so we are moving that to July 1st here. That's gonna take a minute. Let me check. No, I don't. There's nobody. I just went and I'm still gonna go check. Alright, so no. Alright, we're good. Nobody that I want to extend last second. Let's move on to July 1st. Now that's going to take a second. Now usually I do that part at the start of the off season, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna go ahead and stop here for today, folks. Another playoff run that was very short for the Waiters, sadly. So I'm gonna go ahead and save the game, and ARG is going to go and take a nap. I think I've been a little tired lately, so a little nap is in order, maybe, or who knows. But anyway, so as usual, I want to thank you for tuning in. Now, if you're catching this on YouTube, you like the video somehow, and well, you know what to do. And of course, until next time, ARG says peace out. See you folks next time.